Hi everybody. Remember, I'm trying to figure out how to do these, but I'm still doing them. I'm just figuring it out as I go along. So hello, don't want to talk to you guys today. How's your day? Don't care. Depending on who you are, that's a lie. But anyways, so we're gonna do the big fucking the content. The content that I posted I was going to do, and I've been thinking about for like 2 weeks. And honestly, like, okay, so this is a crazy part with like my channel. I have so many haters. It doesn't matter how many people that like me, like my shit. So many people like downvote just to do it. And like, I never really know what my real numbers are because those people don't count to me anyways, the haters, right? So like, if you're obsessed with me, honestly, and like your goal in life is to watch me touch grass and tell me that I don't know how it feels, even though it's my nerves touching the blades, do that. But all I'm saying is the last video got a proportionately large amount of likes for the amount of views, which is quality over quantity, and that's what I like. It looks like my message hit, so we're gonna do more. And I want to make a special note. This is a Teen Wolf tribute content. Remember, I mentioned this. It got 30 likes, that post I said where I said I was gonna do this. And the funny thing is, like, that kind of blew my mind, because usually you guys maybe like up to like 20 likes, 30 likes of people that are really listening, A, to what I'm saying, and B, care, C, aren't biased as fuck, so they just like, they can't process anything about new information. Like, do you notice some of that with the community? Like, anywho, okay, without more of my tangenting and babbling, we're gonna be breaking down a lot about the show, because like it didn't change my life so much. At least if it did, I didn't realize it, but it did. And the way that it affected me, it doesn't end. From my 20s in Scottsdale to like fucking you know, the last arc of mine. And you know what, you guys were so not around for most of my 20s in Scottsdale, but remember, you're the fly on the wall. I have no idea what I did yesterday. Remind me. It wasn't on camera, so who's gonna remember it if it's not me? It must be you. I digress. So we're gonna break down with this. Thank you for all the support with this kind of content, because I'm gonna be doing more. And also, I don't care if people are mad about it. This is what makes me happy. Woohoo! Here we are. So we're gonna break down the Teen Wolf series, by the way, because it's got a lot of different plot lines and a lot of different eras and a lot of different cast members, a lot of different bad guys, a lot of different awesome people that are not all in the pack. So I'm gonna break things down, okay? So we're gonna go over okay, Styles and Lydia, one of the most healthy relationships I've ever witnessed on primetime television, which MTV was primetime. So you have to understand, I never had fucking cable, so I watched everything over like Wi-Fi, whether it was like purchased Wi-Fi when I lived in Costa Mesa and Tempe, or when I didn't have Wi-Fi in Scottsdale for a very long time, and I would go to the McDonald's down the road and I would play Teen Wolf, because there was a site where you weren't supposed to open the links, but it never gave me a virus. I'm just saying, I would watch the show the night it would air, even though I didn't have cable, because I was like that. But it mattered, and I waited for it every fucking, I don't remember what day of the week it came out. But within the time span of it coming out, I missed it by about a year. The first season, I technically did not watch in real time. Let's backtrack a little bit. We're gonna have context without going into emotional trauma or trauma dumping or going against people, which is another point I'm gonna make. But we're gonna go back to the very beginning, give you guys a little context on how I got into this show and why it connects to even like earlier on moments in my life, because also the beginning of a new era for me, which was my very early 20s, completely alone out west, doing my thing, staying out here, cool. But I lived alone, I dated superficially, and I didn't sleep with a lot of guys. I didn't get close to people. The only people I got close to were my classmates and my coworkers, who I did love, but they had their own families. So again, that's how I got into streaming, was essentially because it was like a pack of dudes. Like Ohio, I used to have a pack of bros that would go around, and they'd be like, well, honestly, just being around a pack of dudes keeps other dudes from flocking to you. Do not walk around in the city as a single woman. It's weird. Anyways, and you don't have to be hot for it. Like, just trust me, dudes will come up and talk to you if you're alone in the city. So that's how I got back into streaming, and what I liked about the initial Baked Alaska era was that I was just going down to Mill Avenue, hanging out with my bros. That's how it felt, because none of them ever made me feel objectified. None of them ever made me feel dirty, and they all had a little bit of a protective stance. I think some of them were gay, which is fine. I'm just saying, AF, America first. Oh, guys, just admit it. Some of you, stop yelling, hey. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna tangent, because this is gonna be a very extensive, this might be a 3-hour-long video. Stop yelling at that corgi. Guess who's here I'm trying to talk. Can you keep focus? You're an attention seeker. Anyways, look who's here today. Look who's here today. Oh, by the way, don't interrupt my train of thought though. I have a flow going. You're gonna take up dead space right now. I want this to be concise. Can you chill? Nope, no chill with Abigail. Anyways, Boogie and I did end up going to Walnut Creek, which is where Story So Far is from, just because I worked there for a day after I left Purples. I tend to go towards the coast because obviously, like, you know, it's just fucking, ooh, little sister. Sorry, hi, Boogans. I gotta give you a bath. I should have done it when we were at Decaf's, huh? You're filthy, bro. Anyways. So, I'm going to be breaking down. But yeah, Abigail's here. She got to go see Walnut Creek. That was awesome. That was lovely. And then, remember how I mentioned in the last video I wanted her to be with me on Mount Diablo? That was not the case because Sacramento was very hot. But we are now back by the coast. See how much nicer I am when you guys don't stalk me? Look at all this. You can see where I'm at. Because by the time I post this, I won't be here. Ah, I win. I love it. Okay, anyways. Okay, so what we're going to be breaking down. Not used to. I break it down about you all the time. This is about Teen Wolf now. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Styles and Lydia stuff, why I feel like that relationship is like the ultimate goal TV relationship, and what it taught me about men that my mother wasn't able to teach me because she was a very resentful woman that wanted more. I mean, for fuck's sake, she had a fucking pillowcase of Johnny Depp my dad would get her. Like, why would you sleep on a picture of another man? Just start there. Why would you? Anyways, there's more. I'm just saying I didn't have the healthiest role model for what a man and a woman should have had on a real level that is like a real partnership, you know, and not with bitterness and like feeling like you're stuck. So I'm gonna break down a lot of that because that's obviously that's like the biggest one. Is Styles and Lydia. I'm obsessed with Dylan O'Brien, but like honestly isn't everybody, because like I guess he was named the internet's entire boyfriend. I'm not actually going to talk about Styles by himself a lot at all, to be fair, because I could do that all day. Also, it's like not what my point is here. Dylan O'Brien is gorgeous, but everybody wants a piece of him and everybody thinks they own him, I swear. Maybe that's what they meant by the internet's boyfriend. Didn't look too into it, because guess what, deep dive guys? Remember how I mentioned that you guys like to watch me touch grass and tell me what my fingers feel with your eyes, right? From screens, you watch me do these things, not doing them yourselves, and tell me how to feel about it, and it's weird. So Styles and Lydia, of course, and then the early days of my Scottsdale, 66th Street, you know, the one that got broken. That house was the one I would watch Teen Wolf the most in when I go to the McDonald's right now. The McDonald's, there's trauma at, but we won't talk about that right now. The McDonald's. Before my ex, that was a great place to go to watch my movies, but now I don't want to go to it anymore. Not movies, TV shows. The TV show. I literally only went to this website for the links for Teen Wolf. I know they had other shows on it, but anyways, I just didn't ever want to catch a virus. Oh, the early 2010s. Okay, so backtracking. Reason I got into fucking Teen Wolf, period. I had just moved to Pomona for like, what, a month or two, and then I moved to Orange County, because fuck Pomona, no offense. Seriously, there was like a bunch of shootings in the neighborhood I was in. Like, I'm good on Pomona. Costa Mesa was way cooler and safer, but I'm gonna leave that to never again bringing up as a tangent because it doesn't matter. I was in Pomona in this room I rented when I moved across the country, and okay, so two things. My mom's favorite TV show, by the way, 21 Jump Street, not the movie, Johnny Depp and Peter DeLuise, the DeLuise family. That was Doug Penhall, and I actually don't remember Johnny's character. It wasn't like I was my mom obviously is the one who was obsessed with Johnny Depp, parasocially in my opinion, but I digress. I didn't look at it like that as a kid. It was just something that we bonded on because Kim Manners also produced Supernatural. Supernatural is a show my mom and I bonded over. And I might break down Supernatural and like Buffy another day because I think they have some of the most toxic relationship examples a TV show could ever give. But that's not the focus either. Right now, this is a Teen Wolf tribute. So I was in Pomona and I'm on Hulu, okay? Because I was going to watch 21 Jump Street. And because I was just missing home. I was missing Ohio. And I'm like, it's 2012. Yeah, it was 2012. Mid 2012, I think. And I just saw this, like, again, see how all this is going to link as a whole picture. You'll see if you listen long enough. And you guys might want to listen because I'm going to get into some parts that you guys might think are about you because I know that's all you guys care about. My reality does not exist through some of you. But since I'm going to post another statement in a second, but I'm going to finish my first thought. So I'm in Pomona and I'm watching Hulu and Danger Days. Okay, the last album My Chemical Romance ever fucking produced. Okay, that's the Danger Days album. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But there was a song, I think it was Destroya. That's my favorite one. I might be mixing it up with another one on that album. But they played a song from Danger Days. And I saw an advertisement for it on Hulu while I was watching 21 Jump Street. Sure as fuck. I'm like, they put my chem in a TV show? It was Teen Wolf. I think it was season 2. Yeah, it was season 2 because I'd missed season 1. So I caught up on season 1 and then the rest is history. And then to finish up on that thought, the last couple of weeks, the month I took off, I watched a lot of Teen Wolf in the background. I've done that since Trial ended because it was just really, really comforting. And like, the more I've listened to it, the more I realized I missed a lot. And also I'm very appreciative for it because it's kind of paralleling a lot of things that I didn't have myself to put words to. So that was how I got started into Teen Wolf, how it ended. And then we're going to break down Tyler Posey. Yes, Tyler Posey. Do I have his number? No. Do I need it? Not interested. But have I hung out with him? Yes, because he loves pop punk the same amount of like levels of retardation that I do. And that was my favorite part about Tyler. Okay, addicted to Dylan isn't everybody. Addicted to Stydia shouldn't everybody be. But Tyler's cute too. But it wasn't like that. He just reminded me of like a bro from Ohio because all my dudes in Ohio, they would just break out their guitars and they would just whatever, they would cover something. And our voices, all of us, we'd sing and it was horrible and I loved it. So Tyler reminded me of that while I was in Scottsdale, away from all that, right? So I would get on, the only reasons I would get on YouTube were for music back then because I didn't fuck with this shit and I really still don't. But I'm still here, so I guess I'm part of it now. I'm gonna make it better. At least, you know, I'm gonna do my best. Because this place, fuck this place. But I think that if more people actually, you know, stop running, stop being cowards, and stop being criminals, the people that aren't the problem will have a space just like everyone else has to be here. And you know what? Criminals don't have a space. And if you're a coward, that's okay to a certain extent. But not when it really should matter most. You're either in or you're out. Which is going to get me down to breakdown. So I'm going to go on about the Tyler. I'm going to play 2 songs that Tyler Posey covered on Music to Make Your Ears Bleed To. Because it got me into MXPX, which is a Gen X band. And then it got me into Neck Deep with a Gen Z band. And me and Tyler are the same age. So that's another thing, like with the Parker Cannon situation. Like we're all literally early 90s babies. So like there's an understanding with that too, in my opinion. And I'm not even going to half break down generational nuances. But like, I get it. Also, Teen Wolf. Okay. Midway through the series, the Me Too movement happened. So you'd already started to see, like with Supernatural and like those actors, like Xennial actors and young Gen X, they kind of started to meme their own subcultures. But Teen Wolf took it to a level, and I didn't realize it at first, but I think it had to do with the Me Too movement era because that is, that's old Hollywood. That was when it fell. That was the most concrete part of history where we watched old Hollywood just lose its power. And what that says to me is that Teen Wolf, didn't have quite as much of that overhang. Okay, that matters because I realize like older shows, like the actors take themselves so fucking seriously. They don't ad-lib anything. It's so perfect. Teen Wolf, like they didn't not play the characters, but they were also themselves. And there was a meme-esque level of aesthetic to me about it that isn't like normally older shows. They just were too serious. And like, I guess that's boomers and Gen X, right? Millennials, though, we're kind of like gonna meme everything till we die, probably. So, anywho. And then what was the other thing? So I want to play that. I want to talk about Cydia. Oh yeah, last thing, biggest thing. I want to know when I'm not the one being grateful, when I'm not the one being kind, when I'm not the one starting things, because I don't. I do know how to fight back, as you've seen. However, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with my friends and my family, don't fuck with my baby girl, don't fuck with my life. I ain't got nothing to fucks with you unless it's good. Otherwise, you kind of are irrelevant to me. So, all I have been doing this whole time has been trying to protect people who have stood up for me while I have been maliciously targeted, and I've lost everything publicly, by the way. That's disgusting. So many people have watched. And y'all still really do be thinking I want to go hang out with some of these people. I saw a comment the other day from someone I like very much that disturbed me. If I tell you guys I have stalkers and you guys call some of them stalkers, why would I want to be in person next to them? There is no amount of money in the universe that's going to get me to that point. I'd rather go broke that day. Thank you so much. I don't want to know these people, okay? But on the flip side, I've learned there's a lot of people in this community that have shades of gray, because I'm a shade of gray kind of girl, or they're just super loyal. And then you have what comes down to right and wrong, okay? The people that aren't part of the direct pack, maybe they never will be, maybe they never were, maybe they started it. Peter, Janny, I'm looking at you. I'm going to name down, not at all everybody, but the ones that stick out the most to me. And I want to know, as I talk about all these things, like, the percentage of me talking about the things you guys claim I talk about, it's very low, and it's contextual. You know, like, I'm going to say my ex is Kate Argent, and Gerard is my mom. They're people that are close to you, and they're seasonal. They don't last the whole series, right? And they're close. They have the emotional pull, right? And that trust factor that really shouldn't have been there, but you trust them, and then they're bad guys in the end, or they're at least not the best guys, or at least they don't support you. I digress. But mostly, I'm not going to mention the bad guys. I'm going to talk about redemption arcs, and I'm going to talk about pack. I'm going to talk about good guys, even if they're not pack, okay? Redemption arcs, there's quite a few. I guess I'll dive down into that first, because that's the one that's been the most on my mind, has been me coping with all of this stuff, watching people I still care about get shit on by idiots on the internet just because they're my friends. My little sister was the most disgusting. I don't care if I don't want to talk to her right now. That was my little sister who idolized the fuck out of me. You know what the fuck you had to do to her to make her look at me differently? That's disgusting. Because she never did. Until she got scared. Fuck you for that. And to that note, the weaponizing of people's family members, their dead family members. Okay, again, hurt people. I have been there, although it's very rare, and it's also when I was provoked deeply or in a state of sheer, chaos, right? So I get it, but that's another note I want to make. We are all flawed and human, okay? Well, not all of us are human, but we are all, if you want to be authentic, you just can't be perfect. If you want to be authentic, sometimes it looks bad, even if your intent is better than it looks. If you want to be authentic, sometimes you have to accept that you're just not the say-all be-all of ideals and what's right and what's wrong while you sit on your ass watching someone else do these things. Please start there. But I'm going to dig into this right now. I'm going to name a few names. I'm not going to name everybody for a couple different reasons. Fuck you guys to this day for still talking shit and trying to weaponize people that give a fuck about me and my life. All the people offline you targeted. My neighbor, Pugly Pets LLC, she was one of my fucking heroes. She helped me the most during some of this, but I have no friends. What about Ethan and Louise? They just don't exist because they don't get on and shit on me like you guys have a narrative for. My 2 college friends that I'm dying to go see right now, but I can't because I'm a state away. Too hot in Arizona right now. Homeless. Also, anyways, I have been through so much in my life. I did not realize the extent of it until more recently. Also, the last arc was the worst. Literally, and I have been through a lot. That was still the worst. But, I digress. Sometimes you make lemons out of lemonade. And I have very little lemonage here. It's mostly lemons, like peels and seeds, but there's like a couple of rinds in there. Bitch, I am squeezing right now. And you guys just like, you're so mad when I go hang out with someone and relax. And you're so mad when people like me. And you're so mad when people defend me. And you're so mad. So my biggest rage ever, because I never cared about myself, was what the fuck you did to the people who were the tightest with me and gave the most fucks. Fuck you for that if you were part of that, or let that slide. By the way, even if I'm cool with you now, fuck you for that then. I'm over it, but I'm just saying, like, fuck you for that, period. So we're gonna discuss a couple of people in the pack, and a couple of pack adjacent characters, a couple of redemption arcs, right? Okay, and we'll start there. So I love this one. I'm gonna give this to Lark, because of all the reasons. So I'm gonna give her Malia. And not everybody's gonna be gender perfect. Like my ex is Kate Argent, so like, but they both fuck with dudes, so I guess it works. I'm literally done. But like, no, like seriously, like Malia is kind of quirky. By the way, fuck anyone, I'm not gonna mention names, for bringing Lark the fuck up like she's unhinged and crazy. You know what? Fuck you. Touch some grass and then let me know how it feels when your fingers hit the blade. Otherwise, while I'm touching it, don't tell me I don't have nerves to feel while you're watching with your eyes. Your eyes don't feel grass, bro. Live a little and give your own self the same advice you give me, because it's getting annoying. Also, it's insulting as fuck to the people I care about. Yeah, I get it. Some of you guys don't actually understand what that means, but I am extremely fucking loyal when it comes to people that are loyal to me. If you're not loyal to me and you don't fuck with me, I walk away. If you're a problem, I fight back, and you don't want to see that, but some of you guys already have. Good and bad. None of it's good. But Malia's a newer character, but not the newest. Theo's newer than Malia. We'll get into Theo later. Not in a bad way. We'll get into Peter, who actually technically gave Scott the bite, but he's a bad guy for a long time. And the thing about Peter, you're Jenny or Peter. Malia is Peter's daughter. But listen, there's a big redemption arc for Peter. And honestly, like, the only reason I gave Janny Peter is because he's kind of pack adjacent, but he's been around for a while. And sometimes he's not on your side, but sometimes he's a good guy. And, you know, redemption arcs, I don't even know if, and he kind of helped start all of this, right? So Peter bit Scott. Like, I'm not really directly Scott, I'm all of these characters, but Jenna, don't be mad. I'm putting you down as Peter Hale, and you don't have to be Malia's dad. That's Lark. Lark, the reason I gave her that is because Malia popped in kind of almost out of nowhere. Lark, I love you. Popped out almost out of nowhere. And then as soon as the pack invited her in, by the way, she never had to really try too hard to be in the pack. Lark has never shit on me. She had a moment where she was terrified from a few things that were just not okay, and she said some dumb shit, and she apologized to me after it, years ago. Nothing once since, but good things. Also, Lark hasn't donated to me in a year. And none of that's your business anyways. But do you understand what it means to have real human fucking connections with people? Yeah, I'd still rather have trusted people that betrayed me and exposed themselves so I don't have to fucking keep trusting them than just be assuming that everyone is like the worst person ever just because they're flawed. I'm flawed. Who are you guys? Like, honestly. Lark is, she came in genuinely towards the center of the season, right? Because I think Malia's Styles first hookup, and Styles took a while to get laid. I don't know why. Oh, because young Dylan O'Brien was fucking weird. Okay, I'm done. Malia comes in, and she's this weird coyote, and she just, like, she wasn't really meant to be part of the pack, but she came in, and she had loyalty to the beginning, to a fault. And every time she fought with Scott, she fought so hard. And, you know, she's been wounded for it, and that sucks. But all I'm going to say is at the end of the series, she's still there. And even in the reboot, the movie, there's a couple characters who are just irrelevant and probably not hated, but they don't exist in the series anymore. Teen Wolf movie had Malia. See how I'm going through with all this? I believe Peter was in the Teen Wolf movie too, Janet. So then we're going to break down the bro elements, which is Derek would be purple because he's grumpy as fuck, but he's always willing to fight for me. I'm naming names here of people I appreciate. All you do, some of you, is just ignore everything good and fixate on things you think are true, because it's just like some narrative you're either too stupid to break down yourself, or you just don't care, and rewriting someone else's story is all you got going for you. That's weird. Anyways, so Ethan and Louise, oh yeah, Purple, Derek Hill. Derek Hill's from the beginning, and I gave Purple that because he's an OG in the community too. IP2, not Carterverse, you fucking weirdos. Like, nobody invited you guys into IP2. I didn't invite me into IP2. All of you get away. I mean, I'm cool with some of you, but like, yeah, anyways. So, Purple, Derek Hill. He's not always in every season, but when he is next to Scott, he's ride or die. Literally. I think he dies in the last movie. Purple, don't die. I don't want that. Please don't. I'm not literal. This is not literal, okay? These are analogies. I speak in acronyms, analogies, and metaphors, okay? Sorry. And then we have Ethan and Louise are going to be Mason and Liam. Liam is Scott's beta. Mason is Liam's best friend. They're 2 grades younger than the original part of the pack, which is Styles, Lydia, Allison, and Scott. And Liam might as well be fucking Ethan. He's his own character. And then Mason's awesome, and he's got a more subtle kind of a role, but he's always around, and he was there for the movie too. You know who wasn't there? Theo. You know who wasn't there? Styles. But I don't know. Styles is separate, like, and yet integral. And I'm pretty sure if he wanted to leave at the FBI, where I believe his new future career is, he would come back down to Beacon Hills and help. But I don't know. Oh no. Yeah, that was a dumb write-off. Like, Dylan just didn't want to do the movie, but not because he's like fighting with Tyler. But anyways, also, one more note. I don't know the depths of these people's histories, because I'm not some of you. It's weird to me to invade people's reality and try to fanfic it. I've never spent time like some of you spend on me, the way you do, ever, on any fucking celebrity, and I'm not a celebrity, so even more cringe. Like, let's just start there, okay? These are real celebrities, okay? I've hung out with one of them, bonding over tunes that I loved, getting through hard times like college and other issues like my medical issues, and a whole lot more, a break-in, okay? Other things, all sorts of, a million things, okay? So, stop yelling. Hold on, she's gonna yell. I gotta hold on until because she'll interrupt my train of thought. They're beautiful, Stu. Look at them. They look like you, but they're blonde. Please stop yelling. Don't yell at them. I know you want to hang out. They're on a walk, dude. Leave them be. Okay, no, stop that. Okay, maybe next time, Stu. You're ruining my movie, dude. No, you don't ruin shit. You're my best friend. Maybe Abigail is Styles. I'm gonna give Abby Styles. Seriously, she's my ride or die. If I were directly to say I relate with Scott, but I relate with all of them. Anyways, I've hung out with some of these people, especially the ones in my own age range with the same common interests as me, and they're really nice people. Also, I'm not positive on the details. I believe, now this is public, I believe Scott lost his mother around the time the 3rd season came out, which is, I believe, again, I don't pry. So I don't want to know these things. If I meet you in real life, I meet you in real life. That's how I am, okay? If I see you through a screen, I will always have some level of a reservation, okay? So I got to actually physically be around Tyler, his friends, his brother, his band. That is what okay, so I'm gonna play a cover of Neck Deep. I'm gonna play a MXPX cover by Tyler Posey on Music to Make Your Ears Bleed Too. And then I'm going to play a Pavement song. Pavements, I literally drove to West Hollywood one night to the Viper Room, and I literally went to their first show, and then they toured in Arizona, and that was cool. He also had this like quirky little OnlyFans. It wasn't like that deep. It wasn't supposed to be that deep. I don't know the details on all that either, but like relate, you know, I get it. Story So Far is both one of our favorite bands, so cool. At All Time Low. Tyler, nice taste in music. But also the Music to Make Your Ears Bleed Too thing is funny as fuck, because I think I wrote one of my titles for these as live streams to make your eyes bleed too, or some shit like that. I don't know. I like to get inspired by things that make me happy and things that I can relate to. And yes, I relate to Tyler Posey on a few levels. Luckily for Tyler, the worst moment of his life was given privacy. So Dylan stepped in and negets an A-roll. In my understanding, I haven't dived that deep, and I'm still not going to, because respect for other people's reality while you have your own life to live. Okay. So, hi. Okay. And I already mentioned the bad guys I'm going to mention. I'm not even going to bring anybody else up that's bad, because they are supposed to be irrelevant, and I don't want shit to do with them. And they're not part of the series for any factor other than that they needed to kill Scott. Oh, by the way, Scott's a true alpha, which means he never kills and his pack's not allowed to kill. But people provoke him into a state of protecting his mother, his friends, his classmates, people that he cares about. They weaponize those people, and you know what? Scott never kills anybody. That's why he's a true alpha, and I guess they're really rare. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna be the boundary holder now, right? With all this is why I'm doing this the way I want to do it, the things I want to talk about, and it's my life, right? It's not actually some of yours, although maybe one day that'll hit you guys. Anyways, so let's go. So we did Purple, we did fucking Luis, Ethan, we did fucking Malia. Again, I'm not literally breaking everybody down. Just the ones that I can make a good kind of. Also, I'm gonna bring in some quotes. And even like Scott and Allison's relationship, it was pretty healthy. It was a little codependent. But the Styles and Lydia thing, which is what I guess I'll segue into next. Oh yeah, one more of the people I did want to mention. Not in a rage bait way, not in a provoking way, an honest, accountable way, because I have that right. And while you guys literally rewrite my reality and I correct you, which I'm allowed to do, by the way, that doesn't make me the problem. That makes you weird. That being said, Theo is one of the redemption arcs, just like Peter. Well, Peter's just kind of mixed the whole time, but in the end, you really just, God, Peter, you came back and you fucking stood up for what was right. Good job, Peter. We like you still. Theo, on the other hand, he comes later in the season. What I noticed is a lot of the people that came from my viral era, which was only 2 years ago. I've been streaming for 6 years, by the way. Remember the whole time that none of you know about because you weren't here and you weren't part of it? I know, it sucks to not be part of something. I didn't invite myself, it just happened that way. If that makes you mad, you're weird. Just go get invited to something you didn't mean to anyways. You're like, do what I did and just experience life. Things happen. Anyways, Theo came in at the end. A lot of the people that came in at the end, they're kind of middle ground in weird ways. And I think some of them still hold on to that like vegan hate obsession where they still attempt to harbor the chat that literally is all of the sociopaths I banned, or the idiots, or the liars. That's okay, because you know what? My chat has been a lot better lately with people I want to be in it. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. Figuring it out, dudes. But Theo, still one of my favorite characters. Didn't end up in the movie. Didn't even mention Theo in the movie. He was an afterthought, I guess. And that's not a dig. I'm just saying I can let people go without hurting them as easily as I can fall for them or be loyal to them. And I'll still be loyal to people even if the burning is just gross and not disgusting. But Theo, the problem with Theo is that you really never know what the fuck Theo's thinking. You don't know much about Theo, but he studied the whole pack. Now, I don't think Victoria was trying to be in my pack like that. Well, she says she didn't want to be part of IPQ. But Theo has a much worse history than Victoria. But from the frame I'm looking at it, when Victoria came at me, yeah, she's admitted, we've talked about this. She came at me and all I had against her was something that I wish I hadn't have had to say. And I'm still sorry about that. But Victoria, while you talk about my irresponsibility after not being able to work for 2.5 weeks, about a storage unit I paid for 3 years, let me know if you'd like me to start fucking going in on you about why you live with your fucking mother. That's gross. Leave my trauma out of your opinionated fucking mouth. Okay? I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm saying, think about it like that, because sometimes you make sense to me, just like Theo, and sometimes I just never know whose side you're actually on. And, you still love Theo a lot, because ultimately at the end of the day, Theo really doesn't, if it's really gross, if it's wrong, after Theo came back from hell, not at first, he was a really bad guy at first, but he goes to hell and he comes back and they bring him back to help with the Ghost Riders, and they bring him back to help with, oh yeah, the whatever the fucking last thing is, it makes all the humans afraid, and then they start hunting the animals. We'll get into the 6B at the very end too, because that's another thing I want to bring up, a couple of things, because it's thematic throughout my whole point here. But Theo, yeah, Theo's cool, but also, like, Theo didn't show up in the movie. Theo was never really Pac. Theo learned a lot more about them than you really ever know about him. And I don't think they had any ill will towards Theo. I think they just moved on. So I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? Anyways, so moving on from the people that, again, there's a lot more people that I could think of all the fucking comparisons to, but that is not the point of this. This is a broad concept here we're going for. So with that, let's break it into music to make your ears bleed too. I'm gonna play, I guess we'll play them all at once, since last time was a little bit different. Again, these might not all be under the same format of structure. A lot of it's going to be free thought that I've thought about for a while, but I do have direction where I'm going with this, so hold on a second. Okay, MXPX, Tyler Posey. I was like mid-20s in my home. How many of you judging me actually have had your own place for almost a decade? Let me know. Let me know, and some of you that don't have your driver's licenses, tell me how to drive. Actually go get your own. That's weird. Anyways, so I was in my home with my things and my life and my income before people like maliciously targeted it. Even though I made some mistakes in the beginning, at this point, it's beyond just me. It's people that literally just want to see me die. That's yikes, because anyone supporting that, there's something going on there, but I digress. So we're gonna break it down. In my home of almost a decade, 9 years, 2015, I moved in 2013 to my 66th place. No, 14, I'm lying. 14, it was 14. Okay, 13 was OC. 2012 to 2013 was OC, and then 2013 to 2014 was Tempe. Scottsdale was 2014 to 15, yeah. I signed my lease in 2014. Okay, anyways. So 2015 is when I got my pole. You know, the iconic pole, because I quit dancing and I started pet sitting and building my own shit, because my neighbor Patty that you guys maliciously doxed, yeah, she helped me figure these things out, because she knew and cared that I succeeded, even though my mom kind of just let me fall flat on my face. Patty's the same age as my mom, a little older, but she gave me tools to work with. Thank you, Patty, for everything you've done, and if you've ever been fucked with and you've had to be affected by it, I am so fucking sorry. Abby, stop it. So, on that note, no, stop yelling. This is a band I got into because I listened to this channel, and it's a good band. I heard of MXPX, but and he back I do. It's a really good album. It's got another song on it, Breaking Hotel Rooms. Breaking Hotel Rooms is a good song too. The whole band is really good. They're a Christian band too. Again, didn't know this until Tyler Posey. Stop yelling at me. My JBL hates me. I'm gonna fix this. There we go. Such a good fucking song. Such a good song. Without a window to see through, I did my time in here without you. Slept on the floor down in LBC. Meet me back home under the marquee. Like misery loves misery. This is my favorite lyrics. Probably one of my favorite songs ever. Wait, I'm gonna replay that again. Check this out. We're gonna start over, sorry. That particular part of the song. Listen to it. I'm gonna shut up, y'all. I did my time in here without you. Oh! Slept on the floor down in LBC. Back home under the marquee. Oh! You hate me? No! I love you. It seems like misery loves misery. My favorite songs, they keep me company. You keep me company too! I love you more than the song. I'm sorry. Stop. I may be lost, but I'm not hopeless. Stop! I heard that sound. Your chin is dirty. It's filthy. I heard that sound a mile away. All those things I wish It's okay for mommy to be excited. Ah!
It came in like static off the TV.
Why are you yelling?
That kind of thing to look goes easy. I meant to tell ya, but you were gone. Tried to get it right, I got it all wrong. I heard that sound a mile away. I heard that sound a mile away. All those things I wish that I could say. I heard that sound a mile away, mile away.
Will you stop that? Please stop. You're killing me, Smalls.
Sat outside the show with nowhere else to go. Door shut, can't say. It sure does sound good to me. Whoa, whoa, good to me. Whoa. Whoa, good to me. I heard that sound a mile away. I heard that sound a mile away. All those things I wish that I could say. I heard that sound a mile away, mile away.
Hold on, dude. Okay, next song. Hold on. Stop touching my face with your mouth. Ah, just for now. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, I'm doing. You're a literal cock block right now, though. Just saying. Okay. Stop it. Ah, no. I don't want to hear it. Stop it. You're still in my way by the story so far. And that's a song we could talk about another day. You know what I might do is a whole video about that fucking last album of Story So Far's. I Want to Disappear, because that is like, obviously I'm addicted to the Story So Far and it like got me through so much, but that particular album, it is so about my life in my brain. Anyways, we'll break that down. And many of you watched that part of my life, so we'll definitely break that down. Not right now though. Sorry. I gotta find the right song. This is gonna be Neck Deep, which is another Tyler Posey cover. Again, they are real songs of actual artists I just didn't know about because of Tyler Posey. He covered them and I learned about them. So stop touching me! It's a dog. They're two dogs. Relax, dude. Stop it. You're yelling, dude. Fuck, what is that song? Stop it, Abigail. I'm going to murder you. Please stop. No. I have to find it. I literally should know. Oh, a part of me. It's a part of me. Please stop. Hold on. I'm focusing right now and this is important. I'm going to put you in hell. I hate you. Oh god, my Abigail hairs in my eyeball. Yeah, she needs a bath, bro. I really should have done that when I was in Riverside. We'll figure that out soon, dude. I'll get you a bath soon. You're dirty. You're gross fuck. Okay, I might not have the actual cover of it. I might play the actual song, even though I think the Tyler Posey cover is actually better, but like I digress. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to play the actual song. It's fine. This is a pretty good Zoomer band. They're pop punk. And this is the actual band, not TP. But him covering this is why I got into them. It's a good song too. You're so cute. I hate you. What are you looking at?
I'll paint you a picture with words I miss her. We still talk like every day, but we don't talk in the same way that we used to. I'll move on and forget you. We could never see eye to eye, but either way, I like her 'cause she's smart, has strong and independent. She puts me in my place, but I don't know where I stand. And if only I could find the words or muster up the nerve to tell her I'll never forget her. She always had the part of me. Don't let me go down this road again.
Cool.
We both know where
Fuck yeah.
I was falling for a girl who would ask me to come over just for a day when her parents were away. Now all I can do is lay in my room, fall asleep, dream of you, then wake up and do nothing about it.
For a boy who could never ever let me walk home that way, 'cause you gotta be safe, so hold back your views, we're both leaving soon. I can't fall back on you, 'cause that's not what I do.
She hates it when I show things worth mine. Still think for you, still think for you, still think for you. She hates it when I show things worth mine. Still think for you, still think for you, still think for you. She hates it when I show things worth mine. Still think for you, still think for you, still think for you.
Are you doing okay over there, little friend? She's good. Okay, good song. This is the last song I'm gonna play because this is the point. This is the part of this show that I'll be breaking this down. Stop it with the story so far. Never stop. Okay, this is Pavements. But I guess I'll play a song. It's good enough. I mean, look, it's their passion projects, I think, for him. I think that's the point of the title of his fucking YouTube. Music to make your ears play to. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be if you love it or not. And it's not bad because of that. It's good, actually. But this is his band. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures in a second too from my cloud. The night I went, his drummer Nick, who I used to talk to off and on, I actually drove to hang out with him once, but I don't think any of them like hang out anymore. It's really hard to find any Pavement songs. I wonder if there was like a falling out or something. I don't know though. I didn't look it up. I didn't ask. It's fine. Not my business. Honestly, on that level, I just love the music. I loved his purpose. Because obviously Tyler singing because he was the vocalist. I think the third guy was Freddie. Freddie, Nick, and Tyler. And then Jesse, his brother, went to all the shows and helped with merch too. Hold Close is a band they brought with them on tour to Arizona at the Nile. And then I went with my friend to that for my birthday. The Viper Room's the first place. I have a picture of me there, by the way. I had to find the right one though because I'm in the background. Viper Room though. And I went there because that's my mom's Johnny Depp. See how my mom inspired me? Am I really the problem? Am I allowed to say that she did gross things? Yes, I am. And that isn't called being irresponsible or ungrateful. That's called speaking my truth. That some of it's documented on. So fuck you if you try to twist that. And also don't talk about my mom anymore, any of you. Or get fucking forgotten about. So, talk about my sister. Don't talk about me and my life and the things I love because they were never yours to manipulate. Okay? Right. So, just gonna throw that out there while we're listening to this. I'll show you some pictures. Okay, this is me and TP at Viper Room the first night I went. He's shorter than me. Not that much though. I always, guys that slouch and skate, they're always, like, because I had a lot of skater guy friends. I don't think they're that short. I just think they slouch more than me. But I also was horse girl that had to have like horsemanship. My posture is way worse than it was as a child and a teenager, but I think I just have a naturally more upright posture. Because even Decaf was saying that. He was like, I look so short. I'm like, yeah, but you slouch more than I do. So like it probably adds up to a couple inches. Anyways, wait, hold on a second. Let me see if I can make this easier for you guys to see. Hold on, I guess we're just gonna, can you see that? Yeah, that was the Viper Room. But this is the coolest part. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of you now. No more sneak peeks. This is not about any other song. This is the night before Pavements played, and it was on my Instagram, my private Instagram, that very few of you are on, if you're lucky. The one that's on, the one from my, high school era, because that's when I graduated, Instagram came out. Ah! Old. Anyways, the Instagram you'll never know. Or if you do, you'll never be accessed to. So, I digress. Okay, so here is Pavements, PVMNTS. Yeah, I think I did just, no, I didn't just play Standing on My, I may have played Standing on My Own TV. Anyways, this is, I think, an alt press. Yeah, it's alt press. And then that was the one in the front's Freddie, obviously Tyler, and then Nick. He's the one I've hung out with like and talked to for a while, but I haven't talked to him forever. He's really nice. They're all really nice, and they were never fucking creepy or weird. Just by the way, I can say that about some Ohio bands that were older than me when I was younger. I mean, underage younger, and not creepy on any level that I'll ever like call anyone out hard on. But like, no, these guys were so. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here's a picture of the Viper Room, their first show. Let me see if I can find myself in the background here, because there's this one picture. I might just have to Google it. This is in my iCloud. But this is them on stage at the Viper Room. And I'm somewhere in there holding a camera on top of some very tall man's head. I was a little drunk and I went alone. And I found this guy that was like really tall. And I wanted to get excited. So I was like, can I sit on your shoulders? And he was like, sure, let's go. And then I ran away after that. But no, they also, every time it's because I'm tall. Every time I get on people's shoulders during shows, everybody looks at me. But they're never usually mad. It's just, I get looked at. I guess that's what happens when you're above the crowd. Probably not about me, huh? Okay, so what he wrote on this, it was Billboard.com article. So I mentioned his mother who, this is what I like. People that say things like this. Listen, I wrote, standing on my own 2 feet, my mother passed away from breast cancer. This was about 4 years ago. It's about a life-changing tragedy prompting you to decide whether or not it's going to fuck you up. Are you going to take a positive path and do good, inspiring people and letting them know they're not alone? Or are you going to take it out on them instead? I'm choosing the first, the former, just for the record. Thanks, Tyler. I appreciate that, actually. Parker Cannon interviews kind of go similarly. Like, they always have something that they want to help other people through what they've been through. And that's why I'm even here at this point, because I did not go through all that publicly for other people to go through it again, if I can help it. So I'm here for gratuity, growth, and exposure. Anyways. Okay, here they're talking about, it was the same article. What was the band and lyric that inspired the name? There's a Story So Far song called 4 Years. Oh, I love 4 Years. It reminds me of my Ohio friends. Time was short on courts and pavements. Interesting. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so the Story So Far got their name from a New Found Glory song, and Pavements got their name from the Story So Far. Okay, that works. I'm cool with all that. Now I'm just gonna see if I can find it, and if it takes too long, I'm not gonna fuck with it. But I guess Hayden Panettiere died. That's sad. I don't know what that means. A lot of like famous people are dying, especially. Do you wonder, like, since Hollywood's died, maybe like, do you think that like maybe? Anyways, I'm not even gonna I just feel like some of this is not natural. Didn't fucking Harry Styles or one of the fucking One Direction, I don't know anything about them. It wasn't Harry Styles, it was one of the One Direction guys. I only know Harry Styles because my mom and sister were obsessed. Like, they got on the parasocial obsessive level. So anyways, I never really fully was on it, but I kind of was okay with it for a while. Now I think it's kind of weird. All right, let's see. Pavements, Viper Room. If it was like the album cover, I really need to find a picture of myself in the background, because like, seriously, there is a picture and I'm in the background, and it was part of their album cover art. And I don't know where it is in my phone. It could be on that phone that you guys are on right now, and it might not. All my clouds are different. Okay. I really need to find. Also, I believe that Johnny sold the Viper Room before I actually went to it, but I'm just saying I went there because my mom inspired me to go. Okay. No, I don't know if I'm gonna find it, dude. Wait. Oh yeah, and I met the girl from, fuck, I don't know anybody's name like that because I don't dig deep into people's lives. What was the fucking Truth or Dare? Tyler was in that, and she was at the one show too. The chick that like is drinking, and the dare, like, she didn't pick the dare, but it picks for her, and it tells her she has to drink a whole bottle of liquor on the edge of a rooftop. Yeah, I met her. She's cool too. I don't know her like that at all. I'm just saying, like, they were very accessible and they had a good purpose, I felt. And I really like how Tyler wanted to make something good out of something tragic, and I think that's really awesome. I really want to find a picture of us at the show though. Oh, it's emo night. I don't know, man. Does Viper Room have emo night? I'm literally gonna go. Okay, wait. I'm just gonna try and find it. I don't think I'm gonna find it, dude. Wait. Nope. Maybe if I just take out Viper Room and say album art. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe? I doubt I'll find it. It's somewhere in one of my phone clouds, but I can't find it in this one. But yeah, anyway, so I'm not gonna look for that forever, but it looks like this one, but you can clearly see me in the background on top of that really tall guy's shoulders. Stop yelling at me, phone. Okay, so where'd I go? Oh, did I break down the Styles and Lydia part? No, I didn't yet. Okay, so I showed you guys music to make your ears bleed too. I talked about the characters and the pack mentality and Tyler's purpose and what he's been through, his musical tastes, and let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Oh God, one big one that I'm pooping air in my brain from. Fuck. Like the most important part. Oh yeah, Stydia. Duh, Stydia. Okay, so like I said, my mom kind of had like, I'm not gonna tell you guys all of her details because it's not fair and I'm not gonna do that to her. But also like, I did not have the best example of what was healthy with men and women when I grew up. And it was on a more subtle, covert way, yes, but many of the things my mom did that were unhealthy were. And also our favorite show is Supernatural. I can stop. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not her fault. Like, I'm glad we had that as like something to remember and have together, because we would we would go to Borders Books in Cuyahoga Falls first. I would pick out a magazine or some horse stuff, like horse books or horse magazines. Do you guys remember the book Crank? Anyways, sometimes I'd buy a magazine instead, but usually it was a book. But we'd go to Borders, and then we'd go home and watch Supernatural. That was like, I think it was Thursdays when Supernatural was on Thursdays. But my mom and I had like our thing. So yeah, it's definitely there's dysfunction in it, and noted in history, it's more her than me. But visually, aesthetically, I would imagine that abandoning your own child after they went through what the fuck I went through would show a little bit of dysfunction. But I'm not going to be here to shame her for that, because I am a grown adult. But I ain't seen people older than me with their mamas right now, and they did a lot worse than I've ever done. So let's just leave that there. Anywho, my mom inspired me. It seems like she's mad I did the thing. She didn't have the interest in maintaining focus to finish herself, nor the responsibility factor, because I did not have a baby in the 10 years I was there. I built everything I had, as little as it looks to you, almost entirely alone. And no, nobody fucking paid my way. I made $10,000 alone in a strip club while I worked as a manager at a smoothie bar, by the way, and then went to college every other day to save up to move to Cali, by the way. So again, Victoria, the reason I was annoyed with you the other night is because, like, girl, do you even have a degree? Have you actually had to build everything from scratch before? I know you think in your head that you're being real cool by like running with this weird narrative that my mom paid my bills this whole time, but like, yikes. You should know better than that by now. Also, stop talking about me and my fucking family. Thank you so much. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you. But also, like, yeah, I don't think these people have actually ever done half of what I've done in my life. And that is not a gloat, it's just confusion. Because the things I've done in my life that I've had success with are minor successes. Like, I've had obstacles. I've had gifts from my family, yes, just like all of you have. You know what I have from them now? Nothing. So please tell me. I'm so sorry that I was stuck in the ICU because I have a disability they thought I was dying from for 2.5 weeks and couldn't work. But seriously, like, let me know when it's irresponsible when you guys can't work for 2.5 weeks. Because obviously I'm generating enough income to pay for my bills if I work every day. Am I complaining about it? Am I asking for fucking help? No. Shut the fuck up. So that being said, let's get on to Styles and Lydia. It's the help. That was why obviously I brought in all of them. Not trying to trauma dump, but also like, seriously, this matters. Styles and Lydia, I did not, even in TV, again, I was too young for Buffy and stuff, but let me think of some other shows. Seth and fucking Summer are basically pre-Lydia and Styles, but they're older millennials playing them. And, Styles and Dylan and Roden are my age. I think Roden, the girls were actually my sister's age, so they're like 4 or 5 years older than the boys, but the boys were my age. Anyways, not the point. Styles and Lydia showed me what a partnership looks like, what equal power dynamics look like, what genuine loyalty and trust look like, which is what you need if you're going to be part of the pack. And like I said, there's pack adjacent characters. but loyalty and trust in the pack, or you're not in it, right? So, anyways, Styles and Lydia both had their strong and weak sides, and initially Styles was like in love with her, but like it was like obsessive and like clingy. But it was like also they were freshmen, and that's that part of the show. And then by the middle of the season, like Styles didn't have sex till season 3B with Malia. And I like too that it gave Styles some background of a relationship. And I love Malia, but she wasn't for Styles. I like though that they give Styles that ability to kind of mature as a character before he and Styles are ready to be together. And the other thing that makes me sad, they never show any sex scenes with those two. I'm not really the type to watch people do that, but like, I don't know. For those two, what the fuck? All they did was kiss. It took 6.5 seasons and all they did was kiss. Yikes. Also, I'm sure there's a lot of, well, there is quite a few discrepancies behind the scenes. Like Kira's character, even fucking Jackson's character, what's his name? Colton Haynes. He's in My Chemical Romance's music video, I Don't Love You Anymore. Like I Loved You Yesterday. Anyways, they didn't like the pay disparity, so it wasn't like a perfect scene. But you know what I really liked? What I was just recently watching, like the videos on Scott talking about how he brought a lot of the cast back, the ones that mattered deeply and were systemically throughout the series for the movie. They were all talking about how they just felt like they hadn't been gone for very long and everybody was always getting along, and like the cast members anyways. I believe Jeff Davis is the producer. I believe they liked him, but I think there was controversy with him. But like, I'm focusing on the cast themselves and like what I relate to and what I got that was good out of it. But so anyways, like Styles and Lydia fucking, well, initially everybody wanted him to be gay. So I think that's kind of why they brought Mason in later, which was annoying, and probably the most annoying part about Teen Wolf was that they needed to like give characters roles. But again, with the whole Me Too movement changing, like it just became more free flow and ad-libbed and loose and more like natural flowing like normal humans. It wasn't some script as much. It didn't feel that way anyways towards the end of the series. Styles, there was a fan base that really wanted him to be gay. I always liked him with Lydia, even before she fucking realized she loved him back. And then also like you don't even hear her acknowledge it until the 6A, which is the Ghost Riders, and he gets taken. But like throughout the whole series, you can see it's like subtle, it's quiet, it's genuine. They build up to a point where they want that because they both look at each other as equals, and they're both very protective of each other and the people they love, and all of that screams healthy to me. The only thing that really sucks is how Styles was written out of the movie, which is like, I guess she had this like, because Lydia turns out to be a banshee, but she gets premonitions, and I guess she kept having this dream where Styles died in a car over and over again, and so that was the reason Dylan didn't come to the movie. But Dylan said that he, like him and Tyler hang out still, I think, but Dylan said he didn't go back to the movie because in his mind it was all closure with him. Also, I believe that he was like supportive of the cast members that got ripped off of pay, so I think there was probably stuff he's not talking about that he just didn't want to deal with. But Tyler also became the producer. I might be wrong about this. He learned how to produce after his mom died or during, and then they let him test his wings towards the end. So Tyler's cool. And then fucking yeah, no, I just really, really love that dynamic, and it got me a lot post-trial when I just wanted to feel like myself again. And 6B, this is where I'm probably going to end this unless I have any additional thoughts at the end. I might bring up a couple other series too for brief context, but or reference. But 6B was interesting because I forgot about it because Dylan's like literally not in it. Well, I think he is at the very end actually. He might have, he's technically in both those seasons, or both 6A and 6B. He's just hardly there because he was filming the Maze Runner. Anyways, so 6B is interesting because it's great. It's great. It's really one of my favorite seasons actually, the more I've been paying attention to it. Styles isn't even in it, and I love Styles. But I'm just saying, like, the show carried itself plenty without him. And the movie did enough. But Styles, like, oh my god, my brain. I hate it when I forget these things. Hold on, Let me think. Oh god. I don't remember when I was in, hold on. Fuck. Oh yeah, 6B. Okay. So the theme of 6B that hit me really hard, and you know what? I'll play some videos that I posted on my YouTube channel that when things were getting weird, I looked to them for comfort or answers. And you guys have the YouTube app on my that phone. Fuck, hold on a second. Let me just use my browser over here. Because I deleted my app so I didn't have to get bothered by you guys. But then I need another $10 for Hulu. So when I get that, I'm going to delete my app again. But anyways, hold on a second. That's me. How do I hate this. I meant to do this though, so I don't easily access YouTube. But I re-downloaded the YouTube app on this phone, which is whatever. Currently, none of this helps right now. I'll figure it out, dude. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna play, the last one I made was a video that I got. Will you stop? Okay. This is 6B. Deucalion is another, Deucalion's a little different though. He started out good and he got betrayed by Gerard, who is Chris Argent's father, the one I said reminds me of my mom, because he's really deep, manipulative, and twisted. And I don't think my mom's that bad at all, but I'm just saying, like, it's the factor where she was close familially. And Chris Argent said in one of the earlier seasons, because those are I love season 3, I love season 4, 5, and 6, but I kind of like didn't watch 6 and I kind of spaced on 1 and 2 because they were just not as, I wasn't that deep into it yet at that time. But I think it was season 2, Chris Argent's, it was after his wife died, and he says, family isn't what you're given, it's what you make. Which essentially is my whole theme of this whole video. So thank you, Chris Argent. You're a real one. Chris Argent showed up for the movie. Let's go! Who would be Chris Argent? I'm not gonna get into that right now. Okay, so anywho. We're gonna play the video that is a short. That caught my fucking eye. Because 6B is about, Anukete? I don't know. It's this thing that comes out after they defeat the Wild Hunt in 6A, and it causes such fear in the town of Beacon Hills, which, again, I would have rather done this in Sacramento because it's Sacramento County, but Beacon Hills does not exist. This is fine. Here, just listen to this. I'll explain it in a second. I'll unpack it.
No, there is nothing else. I can't beat Gerard when he's got an entire army behind him.
They're so afraid of us.
That's the problem. They don't know us. They don't want us here. They don't even want to look at us, but I still don't think that fear is real.
What if it's not just the Anukete? What if this is what people are really like? I mean, could it be that all this creature really does is give people permission to act on whatever awful truth lies within them?
I can't believe that. I don't want it.
Neither do I.
That's Malia.
Lose the blindfold, Scott.
And that's Deucalion. But he dies in 6B, which is so not cool because Deucalion's arc is so fascinating. But also, like, he's always, like, pretty much on the side of good, even when he's really bad. It's weird. Anyways, that was Deucalion. He dies right after he says all that. Sorry, Deucalion, rip. To be fair, though, the Teen Wolf characters always come back from the dead, so it'll be fine. I'm sure if they make another movie, he can also come back from the dead. Or he's done forever. Who knows? Deucalion, I love you. I love you too, Theo. I love you, Jackson and Ethan, and Ethan's another character, not my roommate. Ethan and Aiden are twin brothers. Oh, I almost was gonna say Mike and Eric should be Ethan and Aiden, but I have other people for them, but like, they're the twins. Anyways, Ethan and Aiden they do what makes them happy, and they don't come in fully trustworthy, but they're twins, and when, I think it's Ethan dies, Ethan's the straight one. Aiden's, like, so Allison and Ethan die after the Nagitsune possesses Styles at the end of season 3B. So it's basically just Aiden left, and Aiden, I believe, is the gay one, or I don't know which one's which. But, oh my god, Max Carver and Charlie Carver, they're really hot too. But one of them's in real life gay, and then Colton Haynes is gay as fuck too, by the way, but he played Lydia's boyfriend the first few seasons. Another redemption arc. Again, I'm not getting into all that right now. I have ideas for these people, but not gonna drag that on because it would water down the rest of my points. Anyways, so basically, oh my god, where was I going with that? I'm almost done. I'm really almost done. This actually didn't take as long as I thought it could. And I feel like I've said everything I had to say, except for the thing I'm forgetting to say right now, which I can't remember. Oh yeah, well anyway, so I'll get back to whatever thought I had that I lost. But 6B, it's about the town of Beacon Hills being terrified into thinking that the pack that's defended them, died for them, protected them for years. And I don't feel like I'm like that. I'm just saying, like, at minimum, they didn't hurt them. And the whole town suddenly just starts orchestrating this blatantly fucking, it's a smear campaign. Liam gets the fuck beat out of him and doesn't turn, because if he turns, he'll expose the pack. Liam also wants to show, just like Scott and all the other pack members, that they're not going to hurt people back just to prove a point unless it comes to that level of self-defense, which Styles had to face in season 5 with Donovan. Donovan, the Dread Doctors fuck with to the point where he becomes what do they call it? A chimera. And Donovan goes after Styles because he had some beef with Styles' dad for something that his dad's the sheriff. Styles' dad is the sheriff, and Scott's dad is FBI. Lol. I have people in my head for them too, but again, not literally the focus of this entire video, just a point. But the whole town basically, like, they just start. The Styles Donovan arc. Donovan tries to literally kill Styles, and Styles unintentionally kills Donovan while trying to defend himself. And it's a whole plot arc, and you guys can watch it if you want. I'm not going to break it down so far, but the point is, true alphas cannot kill unless it's not intended. And that's why Scott broke away. He was a beta after Peter bit him, and then he became a true alpha when he established those moral lines. Anyways, so the town of Beacon Hills pretty much starts systemically going after the fucking pack and anyone affiliated with them. There's people that come and go. Oh, I wanted to mention, there's another character I'll mention too, I guess, because I already told him I would mention it. But no offense to everybody that thinks I'm like kissing Skelly's ass. I don't know Skelly like that. I'm saying how I feel and I'm genuine about it. But I gave him Coach. What's Coach? Does Coach have a name? He's literally almost never in the show until he shows up. He's a human. And Coach sees things, but he does seem to have the lines of like what's right and wrong when it matters, and then he just comes and goes. Like, he'll, like, for example, I think it was 6B. Yeah, I think after the Inukute like fucking like is defeated, like Jackson and Ethan are at the school because like they got recruited back because people were starting to spread this like fear around the world, and they were hunting harmless supernatural creatures or protective ones throughout the whole world. So Ethan and Jackson, who ended up, Ethan must have been the gay one then. Okay, Aiden died. Okay, anyways, I mixed those up. Ethan is the gay one, not the same Ethan that reminds me of Liam. People versus characters. So basically they show up at the end, and Coach just, I think they almost die or something, and like, that might have been Ghost Rider season. It's either 6A or 6B. No, it had to be 6B, because that's when Jackson and Ethan come back. So anyways, Ethan and Jackson end up dating in like pairs or something, and they get drawn out of whatever they're doing to come back to Beacon Hills because it becomes such a systemic problem that like it was Tyler's way to regroup and bring everybody back. But for the show's purposes, there were obviously plot related reasons, which is, you know, they kind of had to come back to Beacon Hills. At the end though of the Inukute or whatever it's called, it like freezes the monsters in a stone, which doesn't kill the monsters, but it kills humans, and it can kill a monster if you like shoot them while they basically can't defend themselves, but they don't necessarily die. Anyways, so Jackson and Ethan are in the fucking locker room of the lacrosse team's locker room, which is always where a lot of their stuff takes down, and Coach like literally pops out of nowhere, and he just starts defeating the monster that Ethan and Aiden were almost done defeating but needed a little help with. And that's not literally Skelly. I'm just saying, like, he's definitely not Pac, but I think he's aware of things. He just doesn't talk about it. So I almost forgot about that one. I told him I would bring that up because I thought that was exciting. Like, hi, I thought of you. Not like you must be worshiping me, but no, seriously. Like, people think all of this stuff and all the things that like Parker Cannon and Tyler Posey talk about, and is why I'm here still, is because I did not go through all that for people to feel like it's okay that what happened to me happened. I don't want people to feel like they have to fucking run off from a bunch of people just because they're being targeted. I don't want people to feel like it's okay to be pussies when people that should matter are being targeted the way I was and my family and or family that left. I want people to grow some balls. I want people to stand up for what's right. I don't care to a certain point what you think you're risking. There's some people that don't ask for this that really could have used some more support. And I think that's pussy shit how some of you behave during you know, my shit. But also I get it to an extent because it was that bad. But so 6B, basically it talks about that was the clip I played. And there's other clips too. I'm not even gonna waste the time with that right now, but like Divine Move, I'm not gonna bring up what that reminds me of. That was a good moment though. And Deus Ex Machina, which is in Plexus, which is now I'm tangenting. 6B, the whole fucking human population starts systemically like targeting the fucking humans. Stop yelling, I'm almost done. Systemically. And if we want to mention one more bad guy in the main character story, I think that Monroe might be turned, because she's just reckless and dumb and criminal and doesn't make sense. Anyways, yeah, there you go. I gave you a name. I named you, dear. You're so special. You're the most annoying character on the show that lasted for 1 season. I'm gonna stop now. Half a season, by the way. 6B only. But anyways, so Scott's talking to Deucalion in that video, and he's saying that he doesn't believe that those people really would feel that way unless there was a manipulation behind it. And even at the end, what I liked about Theo, even after all the horrible things Theo did and the good things, Theo ends up, so one of the students that turns on the pack and the monsters, the supernatural creatures, I don't think this character had a name. He was brief, but he was shooting the pack and a stray bullet catches him. So this kid's like dying, basically. This human kid. Are you okay? You good? And Liam yells at him earlier in the season because werewolves can take pain from anyone suffering if they want to. And I didn't know this until Liam says it to Theo, but Liam's like, Theo tries to go take someone's pain and it doesn't work. And Liam's like, dude, you have to mean it. And Theo's like, oh. So at the very end, this kid that had been trying to kill them is slowly dying because the whole mess got the kid killed. And he's crying about how much pain he's in. And Theo goes and he gives him his hand. And that's the first time and the last time really Theo's arc is ever relevant. He does get this kid's pain. The kid dies peacefully. It's a redemption arc. But it doesn't mean he's in the pack. And it doesn't mean he sticks around for the final series, right? So, nor the movie. So basically, like, even Scott's dad from the FBI, because it gets so weird. Like, the sheriff knows about everything until at the very beginning, basically, like the second season. And, but he has to keep it, you know, within the brackets of the law while also knowing what's going on. However, when Scott's dad gets involved, his higher-ups don't believe him. But at the end, it's really cool because all the parents, even Lydia's mom, who's kind of like, this isn't happening, like me, to an extent. Not anymore, but maybe back in the day, where it's like, Lydia's mom knows. She gets it. But she is worried about Lydia, and Lydia only, and that makes sense. Take care of your daughter, mama. But also, like, she pretends for so long that she has no clue what's going on. What's her name? Natalie Martin, Lydia's mom. They all show up and they kind of do their part. Melissa's always front and foremost. That's Scott's mom. She's at the beginning, like I think at the middle of the first season, she finds out that Scott's turned, and she's a great character, and she's a great mother, in my opinion, as an inspiration. If you're gonna display that on film, you're stop that. Okay, all right. So anyway, 6B, everybody kind of turns on the pack in a way that's very, very. Actually, it's dark. And also, like, Kate Argent eats Gerard at the end. Because Chris is like, yeah, that's your family, by the way, that you betrayed and were about to kill. Because Kate actually turns into a fucking, what is it? A were-jaguar? Anyways. Because Peter, like, tries to kill her in one season. And it turns out that, like, the cut went so deep it turned her. And if you're something else, like Jackson or Kate, and you're kind of a piece of shit as a human, you can turn into something other than a werewolf. I don't know how that works, but that was what they talked about in the show. Are you okay? Are you just mad about you want to go hang out? We went to the beach. We went on like 2 walks today. Anyways, I think she'll be fine, but we're gonna leave soon. So that season, wrapping this up, was about the mob mentality and you know, people getting in their heads. And ironically enough, it is Kate and Gerard getting in everyone's head. Wow, I didn't think about that till just now. And I mentioned those were my 2 close emotional bad guys. And I don't even want to talk about Kate deeply, because then you guys will be like, oh, she's talking about him. Noah Kate's woman. But anyways, so yeah, it just ultimately in the end, I like what Scott says. I don't believe their fear is real. I don't want to believe it. And Malia pops in just like a pack member would, and she's loyal and she's willing to fight right next to Scott to say the same thing. And yeah, I mean, how does 6B end? That's the last season. Obviously they oh yeah, the Anukete dies, and then I think Coach is killing a human that was turning against them, or I don't know. Coach comes out at the very end when Ethan and Jackson are like randomly in their old high school locker room, and they're like, dude, we almost just died, and Coach is like, I got this, bro. He's like, da da da, and then Coach just dis-a-fucking-pears. He just disappears. Like, he's a cool character, but I don't know much about him. You're not supposed to. So yeah, at the very end of it, they defeat the Anukete. Deucalion dies. A lot of people die, but not the pack. Most of the pack doesn't die. Theo, you never hear from again. Malia's still in the movie. Lydia comes back. I have people who I would affiliate Lydia to, but I'm not gonna give you guys deets on everybody I consider that close to me. Sorry, not sorry. Some of those are people I mentioned are the people that you know. But I don't need to have people targeted just because I feel loyal to them. Do you see how that doesn't make sense? Right. So I'm gonna protect them because I care as much about other people as myself. In fact, most of my life I cared more about other people than myself, and not in a gloaty sort of way, just in a why am I special, I'm just here way. And now I feel like I'm equally as important as many other people who feel I'm less than. So here we are. The season wraps up. I forget. Oh yeah, and Styles comes back for the last episode, and they all collectively, Theo, Peter, Deucalion, all not part of the pack, but like fighting with the pack to do what's right, and then the pack. And then even people that are friends of the pack, like Satomi's crew, fucking Brett and fucking his little sister die. That's so fucking I don't like that, because his little sister is supposed to be really young. And Brett and his sister were like orphaned, and I don't like that for them. That was like not justice for those characters. But they weren't in all the time, Brett and his sister. But they're from another school, but they're werewolves. They're part of another local pack that's been around forever. They die too. Yeah, for the most part, though, it wraps up that, the good guys win and lessons are learned. And even though, honestly, like the episode Styles was in, his humor didn't hit to me the same way it did in every other season. Because that season was so serious, this last one, that it almost felt like out of place. But Tyler did a really good job with that season. I just don't remember. Now I remember it, but I didn't remember it initially. Also a redemption arc for fucking what's-his-face, the kid at the beginning of 6B. I'm not gonna bring all the redemption arcs up. Bottom line, let's sum this up. Not all the characters are literally people I know, off or online. They're just people I respect, people I feel loyalty to, people I'm grateful for being around, people I learn lessons from that are problems, and I'm glad I'm not having them in my life anymore. Realizing that, yeah, you can lose things you thought you always had, but if you look at it negatively, all you're going to go is down. And then, of course, Styles and Lydia taught me a lot about what I really do want personally in a relationship. And thank you, Tyler, for the good times with Pavements and music to make your ears bleed too. And I'm not going to bring up the movie if you guys want to watch it. I don't know what happened. I did something because I really wanted to watch it one day. And Hulu, it was Amazon Prime. Why do I keep seeing Hulu? It's Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. So they didn't have it available in the States for a year or two. Because I was at the shelter trying to watch it. And I was like, I literally, when I got those donations, I paid for an Australian VPN. So, because it was playing in Australia. So I got an Australian VPN. And I think maybe that did something because a week later, suddenly it was able to watch, and I can't watch it anymore now. So I don't know what that meant, but that was weird. If you guys can access the movie though and want to, go for it. That's pretty much it. I've briefed a few other series that maybe I'll do my own video on those series, why I don't think they're healthy, and why they set up and how they got created. I mean, that was old people, no offense, boomers and Greatest Gen creating those shows for Gen X and older millennial, right? But Teen Wolf is younger millennials making stuff for Zoomers and Alpha. So think we got it out for the day. I don't know if that was perfect, but I tried. Nothing's perfect. You're perfect. Okay, bye.